Back now with Mario's Barn. We turned some horses out in Mario's Barn this week. Cut the Line, turned out. Enduring Strength, left. And Italian Grit was here with us. Now he's gone to Indiana. Off-Road Hanover, turned out. And I'm going to tell you why. You guys know I had sent a message out. I talked to you guys all through the spring. Any horses that have severe, what I would say is extreme, severe, any allergy level that would cause us not to be able to race the horse at its peak performance would be more than enough for us to say that's enough and turn them out until the heat snaps. And that's exactly where we're at with Off-Road Hanover. He looked terrible the other night. Horse just waltzed around them. You know, that was a training trip for him, and not even a good training trip. And they scoped him after, and he was full of mucus, full of pimples, full of allergies. Gonzo, he went out to the field immediately. Rooney Blue Chip is also gone to Indiana. Jesus. What's left in Mario's Barn? Blue Monk is in to go tomorrow. They said he trained well, expecting good things from him. I did remind Mario, not that I have to remind him what, rather not see this colt on the front or first over. We'd rather trip him out, have him closing hard on the end of it. If he could just channel his inner James, that would be great. Listen, I love Mario, you know, and I like when the horses are raced, right? I like when they're raced, and I like when I watch the race and I say to myself, that horse is good enough or that horse wasn't good enough, but he got raced. Other times, I do like the way that James protects our horses, so it's difficult sometimes. But for Blue Monk, and Mario's the one that brought it up also. He said, you know, we got to go easy with this colt tomorrow. I know he's in a stake race, but we can't gut him. He's 100% correct. So Blue Monk, probably see a conservative drive tomorrow out of him heading into the second and after the second leg of the Grassroots. First glance, he's ready for almost anything. I'd like to see him race the same way, but if Mario gets in a position where he can race him a little more aggressively, then by all means go ahead. I think he's earned it. Horse looked like $1 million in his Grassroots. Probably one of the most underrated trips and underappreciated trips of the entire night, you know, because of the whole Brilliant Corners thing, and we were talking about other horses. We didn't really get a chance to talk that much about First Glance and how well he raced. I thought he was fantastic. Inland Beach is kind of stuck in that in-between area, that limbo. I want to give her a wide berth because I think she's a useful filly, but I really like Inland Beach, and I think that she's going to do good things for us. She hasn't got a lot of money made. She does have speed, so a filly we should be able to find a spot for throughout the summer. I know it's been a little frustrating, even when we had her in the, I think she had a real underwhelming performance in Sarnia, but I think she can do better, and I expect her to do so. I'm Hill on Wheels. I thought he looked fantastic. Mario's done a great job, him and Deb, with this colt. 59, last quarter, 20, and looked like he belonged. Like, he was out of sorts a little bit, but he looked professional. Put him on the gate, left. Like, he did everything. All that stuff we were teaching him, it didn't appear that maybe he absorbed. Made a lot of breaks, made a lot of mistakes training down, but man, oh man, he looks good now. So really happy with I'm on Wheel. I'd love to see him back in to go Thursday. I haven't spoke to Mario, but I assume that's the plan. Keystone Raven is back going now. She had completed the rehab we were giving her, a month in the stall, a month in the pool, start back jogging. Really happy to see her back doing her work. Knockdown drag out, pretty decent qualifier. I saw her blood work after she qualified, a little bit sick. I know a lot of people are looking for requalification, and I would agree, but I just don't know if that's going to happen this week. A high weight count, I can see where this is headed, so I think she might need another week. Sunshine and Shade qualified well, but as I said to Mario, probably needs another qualifier. Where are you going to race him? If you can tell me where we can race him and be competitive off that line, then go ahead, put him in. I just don't think there's a place on planet Earth for him right now, given the way he qualified. He needs another qualifier, so I suspect that's what he's going to get. Sweet Ambitions, I was going to call and ask him to scope her, but what's the point? You can barely get a video feed out of Hiawatha Horse Park. I'm certain they don't have a scope there. So does she have the allergies? Was it just maybe a lackluster week for her? Maybe the track wasn't as good. Hiawatha Horse Park used to be a speedway. Now it just seems like, I watched that race. It seemed like they went slow, but it seemed like they were all working. She made a move down the backstretch in the third quarter, but I need to see more from that filly than this. So Sweet Ambitions, I don't know what we're going to do. I might put her into Qualify Friday, get a good line on her, test the free agent market with her. That's always a possibility. Also, Walk on the Moon, War We Welcome. I want to talk to Mario today because he said he was putting the elbow boots on her. I want to see how that went. I wore elbow boots on one horse in my life. I remember the horse's name was Sand Century. Only horse I've ever worn elbow boots on in 22 years in racing. Maybe more than that. I'm 43 years. Oh my God, I'm old. 22 years. I'm going to say 26 years of training horses. I've had elbow boots on one horse in my life. And really interested to see how it's going to do. She was a little sick last week. I know Mario was entering her in the Pure Ivory on Thursday. He thought that he had ever cleaned up, knew that she needed an easier trip anyway. We put a very light pair of shoes on her. Between lighter shoes and the elbow boots, I don't want to see the paciness, but this is a tricky area we're in right now. This is trial and error in the middle of a stake season. This isn't something you can just, when she's got a little touch allergies, they all do in this heat. When she's coming off the virus, we can't train a hard mile, and that is the only time you are going to see if you have enough weight on her front end or if the elbow boots are going to be good and are going to help her. The only time you can see it is in fast miles. We don't have time for fast miles except for racing. So, you get to see this trial and error unfold right in front of your face. So, were we welcome? Lighter shoes. The lightest shoes we could put on her, a pacing full swedge. I know we could put aluminums, but they'd be too hard on her knees, too hard on her feet. I think Mario's right. We're gonna keep the flip-flops on her to train and jog, and then switch her out on race day. Something I'm not a big fan of, but on a case-by-case basis, I think Mario's going in the right direction here. Lighter shoe on race day, work on her feet all week, put the elbow boots on her. If she paces, I would suspect it's because of the weight. But again, if we put weight on her, it's going to get her up into her elbows. We want to keep her out of her elbows. A healthy, sound filly, I think that filly can trot with anything on. Mama Knows Best wears aluminums down here because she hits her elbows. Not many people know that. Mama Knows Best went from a toe weight to no toe weight to a lighter shoe to the lightest shoe you can possibly wear. No bell boots, no toe weights this coming week because she hits her elbows also. So we can keep her out of her elbows, but Warby welcomes a bigger filly, a bigger frame, a bigger gait, and it's tough to keep her out of her elbows. So I'll say it right now, if this filly even paces, makes a mistake on Thursday, you're going to have to just relax, because we're in a position now where we're looking at what is best for the filly, but we can't drill down on her and take those fast miles out of her, especially when she's coming off the virus, she's coming off these things. We need to keep her sound and keep her healthy. So little trial and error coming up. We made some changes, adding elbow boots, lightening up War We Welcome as best we can. We'll see how that works out this coming week. And then One My Heart Hanover's out in the field now. As I said to you guys, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was completely wrong about this filly, but I can tell you what, I'm going to give her every opportunity to prove me right. So she's gone out to the field with furly fringes to relax and hopefully not put too much weight on. She's a little bit of a porker as it is. So hopefully just go out and relax, mature, fill out, cool down. We'll get her back going in the fall. So that's Mario's Barn. We'll be back in a minute with Kevin and Jason's Barn.